Good day, sir. How are you? You want to be? You want to be on video, or should I turn it off?
Oh shit!
Hello, what are you doing?
Jesus.
Hello, hello.
I guess we'll be editing.
Getting a jazz. Hello from Jasmine.
All right, may as well. There we go.
You wanted to do that.
Okay, you're on there. There you go. You do what you want us to do.
Hello, Jasmine.
This is what I got to deal with every day.
Hello from Jasmine and Jacob and me.
There you go.
Look at the camera, Jasmine.
So now you wonder why I don't do videos, right? I'm putting this on, you know that, right?
Jasmine, look at the camera.
So as you can probably tell, I've got a new camera. This new one's supposed to shoot 1080, so you can get to see more detail on a face for radio. And in the meantime, we have the the clown crew is over there enjoying themselves.
Come here. Come here.
All right.
Jake he wants to do stuff and he won't do it.
We're doing another batch of chocolate ball dippers here. Oh, this should be good and entertaining. I think my YouTube channel has gone downhill. That's a moonwalk? Oh my. Okay, let's come up with something more entertaining than that. So this is the latest one to come in the shop. Since we got our new camera, maybe we'll try to record some of it. This is a 305 Cat. Actually, it's got some problems. Mainly this one. That could be a problem. What I find is typical with the Cats, they tend to wear into the dipper arm. If you look down here, this tapered edge is worn pretty good into the dipper arm and developed a lot of side-by-side play there. Same thing other side. You can see it a little better there probably. Yeah, we got to do some thumb repairs. We've already got the first pin out of the thumb, and we'll work on taking the main pin out and see just how bad everything is. Sit you up there and see what we can knock loose here. We've already got the retainer bolt out. Shouldn't be a big deal. We use aluminum, that way we don't damage this pin, right? Well, moving. just going to come out here. Let's see if we can get those shims out of there. Square shims and a round hole. Okay. Move by hand, are we lucky enough? Oh yeah. And she's apart. Let's have a little looky. I don't have very high expectations, but I'll wipe it off anyway and have a look. Actually, I've seen worse. Oh, 10 or 15 perhaps. Okay. So let's get our bucket out of the way. So our new piece of 45 is slightly loose. New bushings. Not much point of putting a new pin on those. So, down to the bucket. See how bad the bucket is? The bores on the bucket don't look too bad. No, that's not bad at all. Surprisingly, that's not bad at all. Okay. Let's start planning it out and see what we need to do here. So while I was waiting for the customer to talk about the rest of this machine, I went ahead and started at the thumb. It originally had a bushing in here, and both of them are actually missing. I think I found one on the floor, and they're pretty well worn out. So the plan was, what I thought was to grind out the bosses, make a couple of new bosses here, and it turns out it was just a ring welded on either side. The bucket itself measures 11 inches wide. This thing is 12, and they used a selection of gem stock to make up the difference. I think our plan will be to make two new bosses here that are bored to the right diameter. We're going to put them from inside out. We'll leave enough shoulder inside to make up for the shims, so there'll be no shims necessary when it goes back together. And I think we're going to do a captive washer on the outside of the pin with a large bolt just to prevent the air from spreading open, because apparently that was a problem with this design. So we'll see if we can incorporate that into it. Alright, let's make some parts. So we got our little tweaking on the ears, so we'll break out our straightener outer and see if we can bend these back in place. Just go another little bit. I don't. It ain't straight. 12 1/8. Alright. We're going to fix that with a bead of weld when we get putting our bushings in. Just checking for straight here. It's got a slight bend out. It's only slight. In here is a little more pronounced, but I think we can do it with a weld bead. All right. So of course we've been doing bits of this in between other jobs. We didn't film anything. That's is commonplace, I guess. Bushings are welded in, and we're right to the point now where we're going to straighten the ears. So we'll grab our piece of pin, run it down to one side, and see if it starts in the other, which of course it doesn't, or I wouldn't be filming it, I guess. So right now we have a pin that's a little bit that way, so we're going to run a straightening bead or two on the top up here, which will pull the card out and line up our pins. Here's all the welding gear. Give that a second to cool a bit. I can try. Let's see how our pin lines up now. Pretty good. We need a little bit more. And it's not fully cooled yet, so let's run another small one next to it. I need a little bit of twist this way as well. we'll see if that's enough to do it. Works for me. Straightener beads, gotta love them. So what's next? Let's drill some grease holes. Then we're ready to work on the machine itself on the dipper arm with some new bushings and seals. These bushings are never easy, so we'll run a die grinder cut down one side, relieve some tension. They should come out really well then. There's one. Let's do the same thing on the other side. So Brian, how's that grinder holding up? This one is 20 years old at least. Still going. Okay, so one bushing in, we're going to stick in this other guy. Wrong way around. We're going to stick that one in. It's our little bushing tool. Just a piece of ready rod. We go and cut some registers on the washers to center everything up and screw it in tight. Put the bushing first, eh? Okay, do another add workout. And get a wrench to hold the other side. Tomorrow morning I'll wave up the ads of the bodybuilder. Alrighty. Now, next step, we're going to flatten these bosses and make up some thrust washers. Go team. make a pin. Actually, I need a measurement. So, overall, what do I need? 13 1/4 plus another couple of quarters. Yeah, it's 13 1/2. Now we need a cross hole. One and 7/8. 13 1/2, 1 and 7/8. So for the 4-jaw guys that don't like using them, it's a fairly easy way to do it. If you look at your jaws, they all have a concave surface here. Bring your jaw in close enough so that you have some wiggle room here. Lay apart and put your jaws vertical, and it'll pretty much center itself up. So bring in your sides until you barely touch the part. Then let it self-center in these two. Usually don't take much. Bring in your first 2 jaws till they just touch again. And you should be pretty good. We're off 20, I suppose. Eh? Actually, I got it better than that a minute ago. I decided to turn on the camera and film it, and it didn't come out as good. So goes it. So I guess I'll address the question now because it's bound to come up. Why am I going through the trouble of a steady and not doing this on the Colchester? Because we don't have a tool post for it yet. Very lacking on the tooling for that machine right now. So we'll do it the way we have for the last few years. So drill and tap in here, and we're going to put a bolt and a big washer at the end of it. Nice package. Enjoying those actually, Jim. Thank you very much. We got one here, we got one over on the mill with some different fluid in it. I gotta admit, it is better than the soup can. Okay, what bolt are we putting in there? 5/8 or 3/4? Good question. Well, so it looks like we're going 5/8 because tap drill just happened to be right there, and I have the bolts. So try putting your drills in with the flutes horizontal to chatter less. Spin that. Let's try it somewhere around there. Maybe we'll spin that a little bit faster. think I can swing the good one, so I'm going to have to use a cheapie. It's a bit awkward, eh? Okay, we got her started decent. We'll finish this out in the vise probably, where I can get the big tap handle. Okay, opposite end.